What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes. And in today's video, I wanted to highlight this whole not your keys, not your crypto concept. And it's funny because usually that states to, just exchanges. They can freeze your account. They can suspend your account. They can get hacked. A whole bunch of things could happen because you're not in control of your keys, your private keys. So that means they essentially hold your crypto, and you just hope that when you want to move them, when you want to access them, when you want to withdraw them, they'll let you do that. And so, even for me, all the common sense things are there that, hey, it could get hacked. Hey, they could just say, no, you know what, we're flagging your account. We're going to suspend it. We're going to freeze it. All those normal Web 2.0 headaches that we have on any platform in terms of having an account and having access to the account, that's always been there. But they've actually just released something here that, while not likely at all, it is another layer of concern. Okay, now Coinbase is one of the largest exchanges out there, centralized exchange, and this is a lot of it is just headlines that make you worried for almost no reason. They made, I can't remember how much they made. They made a billion or so, maybe even more in revenue for the quarter, but it was down from their previous ones. I think they've had a little bit of worries in terms of their users. That's dipped a little bit, and that's all fine and good. I mean, they're a growing company, that's fine. But here it is that they're warning users that you could lose the crypto holdings that you have if the company ever went bankrupt. So like I said, the likelihood of Coinbase going bankrupt is, I'm not going to say none, but very slim, very, very slim. Okay. And so what are they saying here is that, users' crypto assets could become company property if it went bankrupt. And the company added the disclosure for the first time in its earnings report Tuesday. And, there's no risk. The CEO is saying there's no risk of bankruptcy. So basically the SEC is mandating that, I think it's pretty normal here, is that you got to give clear indication of what the risk factors are for your company as a public company. And so they just did that, right? So again, this is a very slim to none type of potential, right? I won't say none, very slim. Okay, almost non-existent with where I think the future is going to go. But they have to disclose that this is a possibility. So look, that is something that is now another wrinkle into this, right? So as unlikely as it is for Coinbase, it is possible for any crypto company, any crypto exchange, where you hold your assets and they go under. And they can go under for a number of reasons, and they'll just take your crypto and run with it, so to speak. So that is definitely something to be worried about. It's just another reason that I don't keep anything on the exchange now, unless it's like an altcoin and there's not that much of it. I'll just keep it on the exchange. That's fine. But right now, yeah, all of Bitcoin, all of my ETH and all my Bitcoin is in cold storage. It just makes me sleep better at night. I can move it at will where I want. There's no 24-hour lockup period. There's no, all the things that I mentioned in terms of risk factors for keeping anything on an exchange. I don't have to worry about that. And so that makes me sleep well at night. I'm accountable for my crypto assets. If I lose the keys, if I lose, if I transfer things to the wrong wallet, that's all on me, and I'm good with that. I'd rather have that on me than blame somebody else for a mistake. So this is just another reason that I want to highlight to everyone else now, any one of you watching right now, that get your crypto assets off of centralized exchanges. It's okay to buy them there, obviously. And even if you want to store them there for a little while and get a feel for things, I would rather you do that than not jump into the space at all. But over time, you got to take them off the exchange. And always say, watch what the whales do or watch what the smart money does. They never leave anything on an exchange for good reason, for all the reasons that I mentioned. They want to have access. They can move things. I mean, crypto.com has come out with something that seems to be commonplace now amongst exchanges, that anytime you enter a new address to which you want to withdraw your assets to, there's a 24-hour lockup period. So now let's say you wanted to buy something quickly, or you needed it for an emergency to cash out or do whatever. or just move it to transfer to somebody else, you have to wait 24 hours. That's the whole point of decentralization and crypto in general, is that you have access to your assets and you can move them as you please. That's what it means to me. So while they have security measures in place that, for those reasons, for that reason, to kind of lock it up, it's kind of a security measure to do so. Still, that's not true crypto to me. That's not true decentralization, obviously, as they are a centralized entity. So I wanted to highlight that for you guys, that there is always a risk with having your assets on any exchange or given to somebody else when it's not your wallet and and you don't own the keys to them. Okay, so people can say, here's a wallet, just put it in here, but then they own their keys, which means you just have a password to log in. And that's very comfortable because that's Web 2.0. That's what we're all used to. You just log in with a password. But that means they own your assets. So I want to make that very clear. Anything that where you just log in with your, you just need a password and you don't need any private keys to set up or have access to, like you don't own those keys, they own your crypto. So be very careful. And when you feel comfortable enough, get them off the exchange, get them into your own cold wallet, whether it's Trezor, whether it's Ledger, whether it's something else. You gotta have ownership. That's the whole point of crypto for me, is ownership of your assets, move as you please, and take the responsibility. All right, guys, that's what I wanted to highlight today. Again, very, very, very limited chance, or very small chance, that Coinbase would ever go bankrupt. They're too ingrained. So I'm not worried about that, but that is now a new wrinkle that you need to be aware of in any entity on which your crypto assets are stored. All right. So guys, remember, tomorrow never comes. Don't let any of this freak you out. Get in the game today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.